This is exactly what's wrong with the Padres, as these players' performances were so negative. Fans are fed up. Let's talk about it. Hi, welcome back to another episode of Padres Digest with your host, Andrew. Today, again, not another good video, because people make me upset on the Padres team. Before we get into it, though, stick around to the end of the video because we do have some post-game fan reactions where we get you guys, the fans, involved. Post on Twitter, post on the subreddit. Maybe we'll be featured on the channel. And as always, please, subscribe. Okay, sorry for the late video. Just got home from work. I am exhausted. Now I gotta complain about the Padres. But good morning to you guys. Hope you had a good night's sleep. But let's talk about Dylan Cease, our offense, and pretty much the same thing we've been talking about for a while now because these problems have not improved whatsoever. Let's start with our AJ Cassavell recap, of course. Final, Diamondbacks 8, Padres 2. Boo. Dylan Cease allowed 3 homers and 6 runs, and the Padres offense did little against Brandon Pfaadt. They're back outside the playoff picture, looking in. If you're wondering, that sucks. That sucks. Also, for full transparency, of course, since I work Wednesday nights, was not able to watch the game, but I did watch the highlights. So if I make any generalizations that are wrong or anything like that, let me know. Like I said, I was able to watch, but I was able to watch the highlights and get the entire picture filled in. But let's talk about today's lineup. Is Cease the reason we lost today? Some might say yes, some might say not. We'll talk about it. Are we tweaking the lineup too much? I do want to talk about that real quick. And then let's try to find some positives from today, because why not? Why not? But Dylan Cease, you have upset us. You have upset the team, probably. You've upset a lot of people, right? So let's start with Dylan Cease's performance. Cease starts, they always look the same, but he dominates at times. But at the end of the day, he gives up runs when you think he's on a groove. Strikeouts don't make a good pitcher. So let's talk about the box score real quick. Dylan Cease, 6 innings pitched, 5 hits, 6 earned runs, 8 strikeouts, and 3 walks. So to start out the game, he didn't look horrible, right? And then he gave up that home run to James McCann, and it just kind of fell downwards a lot. And I mean, like we said, it did have 8 strikeouts, so it's not like he pitched horrible. But whatever a level that's still really bad but below horrible is what Dylan Cease pitched. Awful, I guess, would be a better way to say it. Because we talked about last night, or last video, about how he usually pitches better at home. I guess that doesn't really matter. Because when you give up 3 home runs, and I'll show you this right now, but when you give up 3 home runs at home, you're not setting yourself up for a recipe for success. Dylan Cease allowed multiple home runs just once in his first 16 starts of the season. He is not allowed multiple homers in 3 straight starts, including 3 so far tonight against Arizona. 3 straight starts with multiple home runs. He is downward trajectoring. That's a word, I hope. And it's sad. It's sad because we genuinely need Dylan Cease to play good. And I've said before that maybe he'll pick it up in the second half. That's wishful thinking. I know Christian's doing a lot of videos about trading Dylan Cease. I'm not saying we shouldn't. I'm just saying his value is at an all-time low right now, and I don't think he's going to be worth a lot, even for a team like the Red Sox who need starting pitchers. I don't know. That's just me. I actually want to make a video about Jared Duran tomorrow. I know we make a lot of them about him, but I promise you it'll be a little bit different. And by tomorrow, I mean it'll probably come out today when you're watching this. But yeah, Dylan Cease making me mad. Look at the ERAs, right? Look at all first of all, look at all these good names with horrible ERAs. For starters, Dylan Cease, 4.93, Zach Gallen with a 5.15, and then the guy we faced today with a 5.16 ERA, and then Alcantara, 7.22. So a lot of people are falling down, but Dylan Cease is definitely not someone I want to see on that list. But Cease sucks. But we would have lost this game either way. Actually, I'll get back into that because I want to show you this stuff first. That's going to transition to my next point pretty well. But after the game, Mike Shildt said some comments that I don't want to call them concerning. It's just, I guess I wasn't really a fan of. This is from Kevin AC, who had an article from the San Diego Union Tribune. Cease, who was counted on at the start of the season to be the same anchor in the rotation he was in 2024, continued to flounder almost inexplicably in an 8-2 loss to the Diamondbacks at Petco Park. It's a bit of a head-scratcher, Shildt said afterward. The right-hander with the 98-mile-per-hour fastball and devastating sliders surrendered a home run in 3 successive innings and departed after 6 innings, having allowed 6 runs on 5 hits and 3 walks. He also struck out 8 and got 16 misses on 48 swings against his 2 primary pitches. Stuff felt pretty good, Cease said. It hasn't been my sharpest stretch, and I definitely could be executing better, but I do feel like I pitch better than a lot of the results. But at the end of the day, you can't really run away from the results. They are what they are. As confounding as Cease's struggles are, they are becoming predictable, and the same can be said of the Padres' offense. And we'll talk about the offense in a sec. I just don't know if I really like Mike Shildt saying, it's a bit of a head-scratcher. I don't know how these mistakes happened. Like, I don't want Mike Shildt to throw Dylan Cease under the bus, but, like, at least provide, we are aware of what happened while Dylan Cease is a good pitcher. We are finding ways to improve him. Ruben Niebla's working with him, blah, blah, blah. Like, give me something a little bit more than just, it's a head scratcher. I don't know what's going on. Like, that does not fill me with any sense of security whatsoever. Tell me Ruben Niebla is on that. Get in there, pitch him, coach him, teach him, do something. You know, I don't know. A bit of a head scratcher kind of irks me the wrong way. I'm probably overreacting. You guys know I love to overreact. But what I do want to show you, though, is his baseball savant. Because he does... I guess I can just show you. So, the weird thing is, right, and I've said this before a billion times, Dylan Cease is a good pitcher who's playing horribly, right? I mean, his pitching run value is average right now, but his expected ERA, like I highlighted, is at a 3.52, which is good, right? It's not amazing, but it's good, right? But right now, he's at a 4.88. I think that's updated. If not, it's like a 4.96 or whatever. But his expected ERA is to be much better. I mean, his fastball velo is good. His expected batting average is good. Chase percentage, whiff percentage, strikeout percentage. But what I do want to show you is his barrel hard hit. People are hitting him hard. And we've noticed it because he just gave up a crap ton of home runs. And his average exit velocity, people are hitting him hard off the bat. Obviously, he's getting people to whiff, people to chase, people to strike out. But when they are making contact with the baseball, they are hitting it hard. And you can see from his ground ball percentage, it's going more in the air than it is on the ground. Which I'm not saying a fly ball pitcher is a bad thing. Like, there's definitely fly ball pitchers out there. But when they're hitting the ball hard and it's a fly ball, I'm not saying all the time, but it could result in more, like we've seen, home runs. So, yeah, it's weird that he should be pitching better like we've seen, but it's not great. It's not great, right? I think this is definitely something that could even out slowly over time, and that's me kind of coping and hoping. But we'll see, right? But I do want to show you his previous starts, like he said. Like, he's not been playing really well. I highlighted probably his worst to not great starts. I mean, 3 runs against the Giants is not horrible, right? But when you play the Dodgers and you give up 6 runs, and you play the Cincinnati Reds and you give up 4 runs and 3 earned runs, Philadelphia, obviously they're a good team, but still 4 runs, 4 earned runs. And then today against Arizona, who also has good hitters, don't get me wrong, but 6 runs, 6 earned runs. His ERA in June was 4.23. So far in July, it's 7.50. So, not great. I mean, you can see his walks going up, too. Every single game in June, he had a walk. I mean, 1 walk's not bad, don't get me wrong, but 3 walks, 5 walks, 3 walks, 3 walks. No walks against Philadelphia, which is great, right? But 3 walks today. Again, I'm not saying walks is a be-all, end-all stat, but putting people on base, and especially loading the bases for a grand slam, is not a great result. Not a great result. Let's put it that way. But yeah, I can show you one more time the box score. I mean, Peralta, again, we'll talk about the bullpen real quick. Peralta wasn't, like, horrible. I mean, 3 strikeouts is obviously good. Nunez, I'm indifferent about Nunez right now. He's not a part of my little 3. My little 3 being David Morgan, B-Rod, and Deshaun Reynolds. I think he definitely has high upside. I just think he's still too raw to be in the major leagues right now. And I'm not saying that we should, like, give up on him, but we have a lot of depth in the relief rotation. Relief rotation? Is that a word? I don't know. We have enough relievers that it's okay if he doesn't perform because we can call him down, bring him down, and call someone back up. I also made a video about relief pitchers, specifically left-handed pitchers like Matsui and Peralta and people on the market left fielders. So if you haven't watched that yet, check it out. A couple videos passed. But yeah, that's Dylan Cease. That's the main topic I want to talk about. But what I did want to cover too, really quick, is the Padres offense. Right now we talk about the Padres offense a lot recently, but are we tweaking the lineup too much? Because I actually really enjoyed Arraez playing fourth because he was getting good hits, and today he had no hits. But he was getting people are getting on base, and he was scoring them. Right, that's why I liked him at 4. Why are we putting him back at 2? I don't know. I mean, Tatis batting leadoff has been a staple, right? And Machado's obviously good. I'm not saying Gavin Sheets doesn't deserve to be a 4 slot, but I remember at the beginning of the season, I was always saying, why don't we tweak the lineup? And now we're tweaking the lineup a little too much, I think, because we found a recipe that worked relatively well for us. Not perfect, right? But I think I liked Luis Arraez at 4. And I don't know. There's things I feel like we're changing that aren't working out, but we consistently try to change it when we already low-key found a recipe for success. Does that make sense? So I'm not saying I hate that he's changing the lineup. I just want to pose the question, are we changing it a little too much? And should we put Arraez back at 4? Never would I thought that I would want Arraez at 4, but it's been working. So I don't know. Why don't we use it again? But let me show you this real quick, like I kind of teased already. Where'd it go? This one. C sucks, but we would have lost this game either way. The negative performance from catcher and left field / DH have killed this team, all because ownership was too cheap to get league average options for either of those positions. That being said, if Tatis, Merrill, and Arraez don't start producing on their career norms, it doesn't matter if you get the average production from these positions, the team isn't going to suck. I don't want to include Arraez in that because he has been playing better recently. But Tatis and Merrill, absolutely. And this is going to be a point I'm going to make in tomorrow's video, so I'm not going to get too deep into it. But I feel like as a team, we've definitely gotten lucky with our signings. Like Higashioka, obviously was not like the main trade and chip for the Yankees trade, but we were lucky he played good. We were lucky Donovan Solano played good. Like we've been getting lucky with players, and I think we tried to carry that over with this year, and it's not been working so far. Besides Gavin Sheets, it's not been working so far great. So that's just my 2 cents. But Padres get a mini rally with 2 hits in a row, honest, but then send up 2 guys who can't hit MLB pitching, one as a pinch hitter. Lineup is a bad combo of too many underachievers and 4A players. 4A as in like they're not AAA players or they're not Major League players, they're in the middle. But don't worry, Phillies only have Suarez, Wheeler, and Sanchez lined up for the weekend. If you're curious, yes, they are very good. Lol, pinch hitting for your catcher in the 5th inning down 5 runs is all you need to know about how awful Maldonado is and why he should be DFA'd yesterday. Yeah, Maldonado sucks. Padres went 0 for 5 tonight with runners in scoring position and are 0 for 11 in the series against Arizona. We've talked about that a lot, but the runners in scoring position is not great. That's why I think we're going to need more slug eventually, and we'll talk about that in a later video, probably tomorrow too. But since June 1st, Padres have won back-to-back games 3 times. 25 home runs, 29th in the MLB, 131 runs, 25th in the MLB, 315 on-base percentage, not awful, 15, league light in the middle. 353 slug, horrible, 27th. 68 OPS, 27th. Yeah, you can add a bat or 2, but how much of a difference will it make? This team can't slug. Yeah, so that's something, like I said, I'll talk about tomorrow's video about Duran, but we need to find people who can hit and hit consistently. We don't need names, like big player names. We don't need big trade names. We just need consistency. That's something we lack right now, and that's what's hurting us the most, right? But let's quickly talk about the positives. Like I said, positives. First positive, like I said, Peralta was a positive. Gavin Sheets, not a horrible game, but a home run, positive. Bogaerts got a hit, positive. Growingworth, positive. Brian, I forgot his name, holy shit. Johnson with the RBI. It was just a ground out though, nothing special. But yeah, not a lot of positives to be honest. I'm pretty sure it was the 5th inning, we didn't even get a hit or a walk until the 5th inning or something like that. So yeah, we're making good pitchers, or we're making bad pitchers look good. But what also looks good is the Friar Faithful feed. I'll try to make this quick because I make this video too long. An uncompetitive plus a uncompetitive, barely a pulse zombie performance, trash game, no positive spin. Yeah, I had the reach for positives, but there's minuscule things to talk about. Not scoring runs off a 5+ ERA starter is one thing, but allowing him to go 8 with that bullpen is unacceptable. Absolutely. Offense should be doing much better with that. The good news, we saw a competent offense on display tonight. The bad news, it wasn't the Padres offense. The chef's kiss tonight was the first time Pifat went 8 innings in his career. I'm pretty sure that's how you say his name. If not, I don't really care. But yeah, bad day. Bad day yesterday. For you guys, it's the new day. But yeah, let me know how you guys feel about Dylan Cease. Are you finally sick of him? Should we get rid of him? Trade him to somebody? Do you think his value is too low? How do you feel about the offense? Do you think we're tweaking the lineup too much? Or do you think we should keep tweaking it until something works eventually? And yeah, let me know how you guys feel about the season so far. And I think tomorrow's video will be a good video, so stick around to it. By tomorrow, I mean today. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Have a fantastic rest of your day. And as always, please subscribe and go Padres. Goodbye. Thank you. Good morning. Goodbye.